I was doing a video and it just got disconnected because I had a battery symbol, battery power 15% symbol. It said click here to turn on power saver and it closed out the video I was recording. So I'll paraphrase and continue from the beginning, I guess. This is a video to give you some insight as to why I do things the way I do on my channel and why it might seem like I'm weird. It's not the conventional channel because it is something different. Check it. In 2010, I was sitting down in my yard out in the front and I was really depressed. I don't remember what was going on, but I was depressed. And I was like, you know what? What if I'm not just a loser? I said, I'm not just a loser. I said, when I was 12, I was making a joke at the time. So when I was 12 or 11, I sat in a laboratory with a real professor and he gave me an assignment, gave me a mission. I was talking about the Pokédex. And I started laughing to myself. Then I stopped laughing. I said, hold on, what if it was something to that? I said, yeah, what if it is a plant somewhere in the world that can walk and talk and move? I ain't say necessarily talk, but walk and move and make sounds that's classified as a plant. I said that could be possible, or something that's an element, a creature with a that's high element of fire or something. So I start thinking about that. Then I start thinking. My thoughts immediately went to my Pikachu. So this is the story with me and a Pikachu. When I was young and when Pokemon first came out, it had a commercial on TV I saw in Japan. Pokemon wasn't as big with the American kids on base in Okinawa that I knew. Digimon was huge, but we never talked about Pokemon much. But all right, so I seen a commercial. They all the little Pokemon sprites like Geodudes and stuff. They were all little baby ones. They were jumping around on a bus. They jumped on a bus and a city bus. And I was like, I never played that. That looks like Muppet Babies or something. But as time set in and boredom and stuff, some little white boy I knew, I believe, I'm thinking it was him, but I get distorted because the little white boy gave me one of these things. It was one that gave me Pokemon Red. It was one that gave me a Game Genie. And it's one that gave me a link cable. Sold me his link cable for $5. I think who gave me the Game Genie, he was the one who told me about Mew. And he said he was told me what Mew was and said if you ever get one, to teach it psychic. But I don't think he gave me the Game Genie. I think he gave me something in the beginning. It wasn't Pokemon Red. It was one of the two. But anyway, so all right, so my thoughts went to this Pikachu. So when somebody gave me Pokemon Red, we had a Tetris on our Game Boy. It was the basic original gray one, and me, my mom, my brother, and my sister all used it all the time. And all we ever played was Tetris. So finally, I had a new game. I put Pokemon Red in, and I chose Charmander as my first Pokemon. But check it. All right, so I mess around and get this Pikachu. Now I knew that there was a cartoon. I knew it was a boy named Ash and he had a Pikachu. I don't know if I had ever seen. I know I had never seen it when I got the game. I believe. I don't know. But so I have this Pikachu. All right. So every time this Pikachu comes out, you know how you could slider. It's a slider on the side of the Game Boy, which will allow you to adjust the texture of the game, how thick and how thin and fine the lines are, contours and stuff. So every time this Pikachu came out, the contours would morph a little bit. It would get super fine, like you was fine tuning, not just making it brighter, but that's what I'm saying. It was fine tuning the contours of the game. It was making it weird. And I had other Pikachu's, but I knew my favorite Pikachu. I knew him by that. Every time it came out, I'd be like, "What's wrong with my Game Boy?" And I just keep playing. I ain't think nothing of it. Well, all that shit hit me then when I was thinking that day. I was like, "Whoa!" I said, "What would make a sprite?" That's what you call a picture of the Pokemon on the Game Boy screen. What will make a sprite change and affect the contours and stuff of the game? I said, that's crazy. I said, well, was he trying to send me a message that I'll remember through time and come back to him or something? I said, what was that? Then I start thinking, I said, yeah, what if you're a little kid and you spend your whole life playing Ninja Turtles? Or your whole life, all you ever did was Ninja Turtles. Then you got sick and you died, and you go to heaven. Do you think they'd be like, "Oh yeah, you never really lived. You never really did nothing. You just wasted your time with a cartoon somebody made up"? Or do you think there'd be somebody to pull you to the side, like there was something to that? there's an adventure you can take with it. I believe there's something to everything we get, knowing or unbeknownst or known, or I don't know, powers that be. I don't know. I believe it's something to the stuff that we get. That might be why it's so hard to just up and make it into something. So ever since 2010, I started believing that things might be have something to them. So I went on this journey. I wrote down a list. I start writing down all the things I remember, like Aliens, Ninja Turtles, Power Rangers, Star Trek, Star Wars. I start writing down all the things that I wanted to dive back into and take a second look at and see if it could be something to it. So ever since then, I have been reading books and going on a journey. I did the lore like in 2010 or 11 or something. I started with Star Wars, I believe, and I mean, I swear to God, it was nights I spent, entire nights on Wikipedia reading about Mace Windu or something. Or I was doing the whole lore thing way back then. I was learning everything. I was spending time. It was like I was communing with them. Um, but uh So then they come, and I bought my first lightsaber. I always wanted when I seen them when I was in Japan when I was young. Those things they were out when they were young. A lightsaber that's heavy, made of metal. They were out when we were young. But I seen one. But all people my age had was the ones that extend when you swing it, that flip out like the cones. That's all kids ever had at my age. But I decided I'd get a lightsaber. I remember that journey, and I wanted Mace Windu's because I something about it just screamed to me. I swear to God, I love that lightsaber. I don't know why, but it would brighten up a whole night just thinking about that lightsaber. It incorporating it into what I was doing. I don't know, but anyway, so I do this, I do that. I'm on a journey, whatever. So then the movie comes out. It's called The Force Awakens. It's about the white girl and the black boy, Finn and Ray. I don't know what I'm talking about. White and black, Finn and Ray, and the lightsaber they had was the one I bought. It was the Luke's. It was what Anakin. Which one was it? Anakin's. Yeah, because I was thinking I was like, what should I get? What should I get? Because it was the day before when I had the money. I was like, I'm gonna go to Books a Million tomorrow. I'm gonna get my first lightsaber. Something was telling me you need to get Obi-Wan. I was like, oh, Obi-Wan's it's a little bit weird. It's not all that impressive. I said, but I'll do something similar to it. I got Anakin's. Blue. It's still blue, but it had a design. So when the Force Awakens came out, they had Anakin's. That really screamed to me. I loved it. So anyway, I go on this journey. All right. So anyway, fast forward in time. Going through all these topics and stuff, and going through all these books and novels and movies, and watching all this stuff. X Files. I watched every episode of X Files when it was on Netflix. I watched them all twice, and somebody I bought them all. I bought them all for 120, all the seasons. A neighbor of mine who had moved in asked if he could binge watch them and borrow them. I said, "You're gonna have to start with season 2 because I'm on season 1." He beat his wife that night and took off and took every one of my seasons. But I ended up finding them on Netflix. I watched them all. Okay, so all right, so fast forward. All right, so I get on YouTube and I'm watching Shay Carl, Shay Tards, um uh Charles Trippy, I Justine, that was that age. Andrea's Choice. I'm watching them back then. And back then, the people would do daily posts. They would post daily. I was on a PS3. Pokemon Smash. I was on PS3 watching YouTube, and I didn't even have an account. I didn't subscribe to any of them, but I guess they were so popular or had already formulated an algorithm to my preferred picks. They'd be on the homepage when I log in, and I watch every video for every of them every day, and I didn't even have an account. No way to just go to their channel. Never missed a video. But years go by, and I eventually come out with a YouTube channel. I don't know what made me. I want to go back and see. I think I was on Final Fantasy at the time. I think my first videos were that. I don't know. But Magic the Gathering, yeah, I have a series about studying Magic cards, saying it's something to them, the stuff they giving us and stuff. It all come into context. So I started a YouTube channel where I'm making videos, and I'm like, my style is gonna be like Charles Tribbian now. You're gonna fall in love with that daily vlogger shit. So that's why I always post daily. And what I do is I stick to a theme. I try to extract knowledge and try to grow. Maybe I've lost my way in got slack and dull. But initially, my initial goal is to try to grow and learn something. I believe it's something to everything. There's a reason this stuff isn't present with us. Um, I believe it has to do with the enemy, and I'm not gonna say the devil, but basically a devil figure that has attacks on reality. Like I learned in Lord of the Rings that there was a war going on between the first deities that followed the head god and the deities that align with the dark more I forget what his name Morgan I don't know, but when they were creating the basis of the world, the foundation of the world, and they were growing everything from the ground up, he destroyed things in the war that they were creating, things that are meant to be aspects of things that should be a reality, were taken away in the forming of the world before we ever set foot here. So it's things like that, and I believe that the enemy always attacks me, and that falls into like people could compare it to schizophrenia, but I watch simulations of people with schizophrenia. It's nothing like that, but I swear, I believe there's an enemy presence out there, and he has an attack on reality. And think about it: if you can make something like a cell phone where I could call anybody in the world, and they'll pick up on their side, you don't think there could be another kind of wave present in the world that encompasses the whole world? Maybe there's one in inhibited magic. I remember when I got into magic, when I tried to do my first spell, I think I tried to shoot water. No, matter of fact, to be specific, I accidentally shot fire once. I was watching X Files, and remember how I told you I was watching them? It was the pyro episode. The dude who was making fire. I'm watching the episode, right, and I'm watching it deep. I watched it twice. When it goes off, right, I felt something in me. I turn my body. And I whoosh, shoot my arm out, right, and I'm in my bed, and the wall is right behind me, and the windows are and the window has the open so that the birds and stuff can see the big screen, and a ball of fire comes out my hand, but it was clear. It wasn't red or orange or nothing. It was clear, but every second it was an inferno. It was blazing inferno, just at every second. Okay, so it goes out of my hand. It goes through the window. The window doesn't break. I see the thing cross the yard, and then I have these bushes. They're aligned. They were bushes at the time. They're about trees now. They're lined. There's like five of them across the perimeter of the front of the house. It hits one of them. When it hits it, a butterfly shoots out the left side. A bird shoots out the right side at the same time. A butterfly and a bird just whoosh. They haul boogie. Okay, and then the bird ended up coming back to my window, and it looked crazy. It looked like it looked like it had been burned up. It was saying it's saying it took my power, because I was like, it must have been stored up in me. It's saying it took my power. Okay, but it was clear. But I remember being on the back porch trying to shoot water, and I thought I saw something come out, but it was white. Like it was like like I said, clear. Like just say it had a hint of white to it, like semen would have a hint. I was like, what is that? Like, is that a field that's inhibiting magic, and whatever breaks through is goddamn hampered by the presence of a whiteness or a clearness or something? I don't know. But it's stuff to it, yo. I've learned so much since 2010. I've never rested. It's 2024. So I do stuff on there. So all you guys did when I made my YouTube channel was just join me on something that I had been doing. I don't know how I've deviated, but I know that in my first Magic the Gathering video where I'm talking, I give myself a headache. I'm talking, I give myself a headache with my voice. It's like I was alone and my voice got cold to outsiders or something. And I believe that the YouTube channel helped me smooth that out. I wonder how people was reacting to me. But anyway, I believe I became a better person, but I don't get much of feedback by anything. I have a couple hundred subscribers, but I don't know if anybody even watches, but it seems like people watching. There's been lots of times you better believe you've seen the video counts, the view counts. There's been times I had my hand hovering over the delete channel, and something always tries to stop me, and something always tells me to stop, 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 stop. Every time I'm about to push it, and I never do it. Something out there. It's a reason that I keep doing that. I'm just letting y'all in on the journey I'm doing. But if you watch it now, you know that's why I say stuff like I believe and I got faith on the YouTube header, and it might just seem weird. I believe it's something to everything, and I'm blessed to be on a journey. So, and you guys can donate on the channel because I've never received a donation, not even 25 cents. And you guys can help me buy something cool for the channel. All right, Mewkey Tay. That's I don't know. That's my channel. That's why it's like it is. Oh, battery at 5%. I'm out.